You wanted to see his pee-pee, but then you saw it and you instantly friend-zoned him at that point in time.
Show love, I'm gonna make you mine. There's something special about your love. I think it's one of a kind.
Welcome guys to another episode of Honor BS.
Welcome.
We've been doing this, for a while now.
We've been meaning to do this for a while.
But no, we put out a couple episodes of Honor BS.
Literally a couple.
If this is your first time, welcome. If this is your second, third, or fourth time watching Honor BS, welcome back. We appreciate all the love and support. Comment below if there's a topic you want us to discuss. Something that's like burning in you that you're like, I need to ask them this question. We'll try our best to address that in the next episode of Honor BS.
If you're listening to us, enjoy your drive. Of course, we got all dressed up for you guys to see us, but this is all about what you're gonna hear. Just enjoy. If you are somewhere safe, not behind a wheel, partake with us in your favorite beverage. Tonight, we're gonna start off with what we're drinking. We are drinking some Freak Show. This one is gonna be the Cab.
Michael David joint.
We haven't had the Freak Show Cab in a while. I think we were buying, which Freak Show was
like
it?
a Merlot, I think it was.
Yeah, and then I think we recently seen a white from them.
I know,
so yeah,
we were like shocked by that.
We're gonna rock with that sooner or later.
This is definitely one of our favorite brands, so I'm excited.
Attention to detail. Remember, none of this is sponsored, okay? On the cork, they go the extra mile of writing Freak Show on their cork. So if you're like how we used to be, we used to collect our corks.
MDW, I'm assuming that's Michael David wine.
Anyway, we're gonna have us a glass here.
So tonight we're going to be doing a Christmas edition, if you can't tell, by Dan Santa
or if you're not into Christmas,
and my mistletoe pajamas.
Season.
Yeah, holiday season. I'm kind of running this joint tonight. I'll be posing some questions for us to answer tonight. And again, comment below if you have a response to this question. Do you think it is appropriate for your partner to buy their ex a gift for the holidays? If it is Christmas, if it is Kwanzaa, if it is Hanukkah, whatever it is.
I guess this is going to be a short episode, right?
Okay.
This doesn't seem like this is going to be too much of a discussion.
Okay.
We'll see where this takes us. So, any caveats that you want to add?
He says short response to this one.
I don't know. We'll see where the wine takes us. But
go ahead.
Any caveats that you want to add in here? Like, because I say this because I don't want us to start discussing it and you're like, well, plot twist is your ex is your dad's like best friend's son or something crazy like that. Like, is there any kind of caveat that we're adding in here?
Again, we talk about topics that are related to things that kind of happen to us. I try my best to do like a devil's advocate and kind of say like I know a story where this.
Sorry, if any of y'all are watching to any of my exes, I'm sorry. She is not talking about me because I didn't buy you no gifts. So
I'm just saying.
Cheers on Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
We do try our best to use our personal lives to kind of answer the question.
This was a hypothetical that I think I came up with. It was related to something else, and then
that he was.
I kind of just came up with it, and then she was like, "Yeah, let's table this for."
So obviously, I think you know his answer from the way he's like.
I think you might be surprised by my answer.
But no, as you were saying, like if there's any caveats, I don't have any, but I do understand. So that's why I want you to answer first, and then I'm gonna hit you with some like weird
what ifs and stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so
you tell me yours.
The obvious thing is, it sounds fence-sitting to say this, but it depends on the individual, and both parties have to be cool with it. I mean, that's why I'm saying it's going to be a short discussion, because the thing is that if, for example, one of us do not get along with that ex or does not have like a positive vibe for that ex, I think that's kind of a wrap for that. I mean, you guys are a joint, whether you guys live together or not. If you're in a relationship, you're a joint, right? So it doesn't have to be a marriage where you're living together. It's just from that joint, whether it's your money independently of the other person, you're still taking away from your union to go add to somebody else's things.
Wait. Is that the answer? Is that the answer?
But that goes for not only just like exes, that goes for anybody that like both parties are not really cool with like giving a gift to.
Okay.
So
as in like family members?
Yeah, like would you really be like, okay, I don't want to give this person a gift, but that's your aunt that disrespected me. You could go ahead and get that person. I don't know. Like, that's just weird to me.
All right. Well, that. Oh, we're gonna get to that question. We're gonna get to.
I think I gotta play off of what you're saying because
So-
it sounds very like ordinary and like fence sitting, but like
no, just tell me a yes or no. See, he is fence sitting. He's like afraid to respond. So say what you want to say.
But I mean, if you gotta go yes or no, then it's yes. But it depends on the situation.
Yes, it is okay
To buy an ex, yeah. Like, I wouldn't say it is absolutely... It's absolutely wrong. In no circumstances can you buy an ex a gift.
I was wrong. I thought he was gonna say no. That it is not appropriate for you to buy. Okay, so I'm gonna tag along to that. That is definitely true. I think it depends on the relationship you have with your ex. Okay, the relationship you have with your ex, and then most importantly, in my opinion, is the relationship your spouse or your partner or whatever has with your ex. So if it is like, oh, we're cool, he or she comes over for like
awkward, but
for like
okay.
World
We'll
Cup or whatever, you know, then okay. If it's Caribbean people, you like to mix up with other people. So if it's like, oh yeah, that's my best friend's cousin.
See, okay, and that's the other thing that you bringing up that makes an interesting point, because like Jamaican uptown is a small circle, and then if you go somewhere like somewhere not Kingston where the circle is even smaller than that circle in there, you're going to run into people ex, bro. Like, it's going to happen. But
even like Jamaicans that move to Broward is like that's not
that's
like
Kingston.
That's
21.
That's
like,
exactly.
That's
not like a. Oh my god! It's like, oh, okay, yeah. Certain people move to this area, and then it's the same kind of mix of things. So the chances are you're
bringing that up though. It also depends on how far of an ex are we talking here. Are we talking about like?
Okay.
Yo, some play like 15 crush nonsense. Are we talking about some weirdo like college thing where like
for real,
you get married, them get married.
No, for real.
You get engaged, them get engaged.
For
like
real.
and it always look like it.
No,
so,
it's
it
true.
depends on the person and how far back we're talking.
For me, I don't think it even depends on like, oh, it was 20 years ago versus 10 years ago. Like, oh, it was 10 years ago, but how old are we? 10 years ago, but we dated for like 8 years. Then it's like, damn, that was a long time. Versus like 10 years ago, but we dated for 2 months.
Yeah,
that's
but
It
again, the
like
caveat, it depends on the person. Because what if it's a baby mother or father, right? And it's like, you have to have a relationship with this person.
I'm going to add to that. I'm going to add to this question then. Okay, right? An ex, but we are now factoring in a child. So obviously you're going to buy something for your child, right? But do you buy something
this is
for...
a can of worms.
This is something that we, you know...
Think about your child
in
now.
our household. But yeah, if you do have... like,
imagine a preteen.
Let's say I had a child, you know, prior, and my ex gave me a gift. How would you feel?
I think you have to, again, it still has to be done with being cool with it, but you're going to have to accept certain things that are, I don't want to call it baggage, but you have to accept certain things that are coming in that relationship, right? Because you already have gotten involved with someone that has a child, and no matter what their relationship between those two adults are, or the parents in the situation, like, they're still tethered whether they like it or not because of the child, right? So because it's like, for example, if me and you are exes, for example, and we know go off and I have my person, you have your person, right? We share this child now. Our child is now like a preteen. This is just putting this out there now. And the kid wants the PlayStation 7 now or something, right? Is it wrong for the two parents, right, to say, okay, that costs $400, $500. I'm gonna put $250, you put down $250. Are you gonna have a problem with this joint effort between me and my ex?
No, definitely. That's something that you should be fostering. I'm talking about.
Okay, so then I go now. So hold on. So I go now and I say at the end of the day, you know what? Like, I'm not with this person, but I appreciate you being a great mom to our child. here is something blah blah blah.
Yes.
It depends on the gift too. Like if you're getting disrespectful with the gift,
or something like
yeah,
that,
it depends on like, yo, are you going out of your way to like kind of know, try to make, you know, am I trying to make your current person look away? Is it just like a little gift card?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like something.
We've opened up a can of worms. So that's
how
another
thoughtful
question.
is this gift? Is it too
That's
thoughtful,
another
too
question,
much,
right?
If I always remembered you like white chocolate.
If I
peppermint
am well off
from that trip we went to Mexico when we were making love for 7 days straight. So I bought you some white chocolate peppermint tea or some foolishness. I'm like, bro, you doing too much.
Doing too much.
You're doing way too much.
This is all too much over here.
No, but like it depends on how deep
I was
like
talking about if I am well off, right? And I'm like, you know what? It doesn't even have to be like, it's a heightened memory, right?
I wish you had an ex that was well off.
And my exes, and we're gonna talk about like as in married people, right? My ex or whatever, his woman can buy a golf club set, right? And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna buy you that because I can afford it. And she's like, oh, all I can buy him is like a pair of socks. That's crazy. That's disrespectful. But me, I'm saying, well, I can afford X, Y, and Z. Is it like...
I don't know. I feel like I'm being a hypocrite about it, and I just got to come to the facts about this. Because it's like, I understand what you're saying in this scenario where this person is no... But that's what I mean. Are you purposely trying to mash your con? Or like, you know what I mean?
Because
is it just like, this is absolutely a drop in the bucket to me? So like, even though it seems like it's a ridiculously expensive gift, like at the end of the day, this is absolutely nothing to me. So let's take it to like the most absurd extreme, right? Like your ex is some like NFL star or something, and he's like, yo, you know what? Our kid is now like 17. I want to buy you I wouldn't say buy you a car. Buy the kid a car.
I kind of want to like not have a kid in that same scenario. Like, eliminate the kid.
Just a rich ex.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Because I feel like kids kind of make things
complicated and more nuanced. They make it more nuanced. All right.
Because you're saying like I'm trying to show my child that I have love and respect for your other parent. Okay. So that's why I kind of want to stay away from the whole child.
So here's the issue now. So we already said that kids is going to complicate it. Let's remove the child out of the situation, scenario, right? So here's where I feel like I have called myself on hypocrisy. If you had like a really rich ex that was like, yo, you know what, like, and even if he was trying to at this point like show me up, I guess I was like, yo, I'm going to send you some money for a down payment on a house or something, right?
That'd be like,
like I'd be like, all right, bro. Cheers, happy Merry Christmas, bro.
Cheers.
I'll buy you like a face mask for your NFL career or something. I don't know. Buy your jersey.
Oh boy.
Merry Christmas. But at the same time, like, I understand the disrespect where it's like, yo, homeboy trying to buy you a tennis bracelet. Like I said, if it's too much like, oh yeah, I remember when we were in college, you always said you wanted a tennis bracelet.
But you know what?
With a golden heart,
you know what though? The same thing about that concept is I can say, oh well, I'm gonna buy this person a Louis Vuitton duffel bag, right? Because I have the money for it. But I think that's not as bad as compared to like the whole like, oh, I know you love drinking lattes every morning or espressos every morning, so I bought you an espresso machine because I remember back then, you know, like that's
what
like,
I'm saying.
Oh, that's cheaper.
That's the problem.
You know,
it's
so
not the money
it's
to
the
me.
intention of
it's
like
the thought that counts at that problem to a detriment in this situation.
Which
because
your current partner might not even know like that there's a story behind that.
Yeah, you doing too much. Like meanwhile, I'm like, yo, I didn't even know you like white chocolate peppermint, but you over here, homeboy is like reminiscing about this like trip that y'all took, and so it's like that's where the thought that counts is a negative to me. But like if homeboy is Jeff Bezos and he's like, oh yeah, I got like 16 acres out there in where y'all at, Claremont, hey, I donated an acre to you guys. I'm like, thank you, sir, there you go. I paid my Amazon card, so we even. Like, I don't care. Like, so
Yeah.
it depends on, like I said, it's like, is that for that person the same level as I bought you $100 gift card or something like that? And $100 might be a huge amount of money.
Yeah,
I'm saying,
that
like,
is a good amount of money
but
for a
like,
gift card
you know, like a
for
gift,
NX.
is it like a gift card? Like, oh, I got the amount of thought that goes into, like, I was in the store and I bought you like a $20 gift card to whatever. But again, there is a level that gets kind of like disrespectful where it's like, it depends on the relationship I have with him, because it's like, he bought you a Visa gift card that you can use anywhere, or he bought you like a gift card to like Adam and Eve or Vicky C's, because he remembers from y'all relationship that you used to love to order stuff from there. So it's gonna be like, that's a little, you're doing a little too much. You're taking like a little too much of a jab.
I was gonna even say, like, I bought you a gift card to the restaurant that I proposed to you at, or that like was our like anniversary restaurant. Like, those are the things that, like, but it also is important that your current partner, kind of know. Well, I think he is trying to like communicate that, because sometimes it's like you have your partner in the dark, like, oh, that was nice, he bought you Cheesecake Factory gift card, and you're like,
all I can say is, listen, to anybody who might be Lisa's rich ex out there, don't put the money in, but don't put any thought into it, okay?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something.
put all the money in, but no thought into the gift, okay? Matter of fact, just buy like a huge gift card. Like, it's gonna be like a scammer gift card with like a couple $1,000s on it. Just a Visa gift card. No thought.
To my knowledge, I don't have any.
And cheers to you.
I don't have any exes that are that rich.
You know, if you're like, oh, I bought a 98 bottle of wine because I remember that one Thanksgiving I came over. It was me, you, and your sister and we all had that 98 bottle of Freak Show. I'd be like, bro, you're doing too much right now. Am I buying your current girlfriend something that's like it should never be an something that is an intimate,
it doesn't have to
intimacy between you and them anymore, because you don't share intimacy anymore.
Okay.
You know what I mean? There shouldn't be like, it's like inside jokes. It's like inside jokes with your ex that's like going over your current partner's head.
But is it okay to just reminisce about something though?
That is a very loaded question. So it depends on what you mean by, is it okay to reminisce about something?
So exactly that. Like, you and your ex have an inside joke about something, right?
If you understand the inside joke now, but like, if currently,
prior to even,
you know, if my ex, whoever walks up and is like, don't forget the beefcakes, and you're like, what is that? And we're chuckling, you're gonna be like, yo, what is that? Yeah. So it's the same premise.
That alone is like a whole episode of On RBS, like, separately, about like inside jokes and exes and stuff like that. And it's like,
which is weird though, because you also don't want to have to tell, like, it's not a secret with that person, but like, because if we were down when we was together and you let me know something, you confide something in me, because we don't have a union anymore, doesn't mean now you should distrust me with your secrets or anything that we have. So like, I'm not gonna have you sitting in a room with things flying over your head. Right? Yeah. You don't remember those red boots? And I'm gonna be like, I don't remember those red boots. Like that once.
Okay, so my boyfriend at the time and his ex was there, and they were, you know, she was doing this like, oh, you don't remember this? And it was like, okay. So I understand that situation where you feel kind of like in the dark and you're looking at your partner like, yeah, tell me about that, you know? Yeah. So you definitely don't want to sit in front of the Christmas tree and you're like, oh, who's that from? Oh, that's from Peter.
But you know what? But you know what though? That could happen with anything. Like, imagine like a coworker that you're like, I didn't know you were cool enough with Peter for him to buy you a gift. And then you open up this gift from Peter and it's like, yeah. Wait.
Well, okay, I'm going to lead into the next question because this one definitely relates. Is it okay to buy your ex's parents or siblings or whoever in that person's family a gift? Not necessarily the ex. We're going to eliminate the ex of the situation. Like, I don't like my ex. Me and him have problems. But I liked his mama.
I got to say that is mad awkward though. Because like, if you can't
I'm going to tell you right now, I did it.
If you can't be...
I bought my ex's. I liked his mom.
You saw that? The situation for me with that is, first of all, I think it's mad awkward if you're still keeping up a relationship with their people and you can't even be civil with that person. You don't have to be best of friends.
I'm gonna say,
but like, you can't be civil with them.
I had a relationship with them like prior to like us being a couple, you know?
Yeah,
So,
but
like,
if
that
you
was
cut, if
kinda-
it's to the point where you gotta cut them off,
yeah, because they're a bad person, but their mama wasn't bad.
but that's it for mama though. Like, yo, if
Yeah.
it's that bad, if the vibe is that dead between me and my ex, I can't be like, damn, but your sister was cool. Like, I do have one of my exes. I was
Oh.
friends with her brother. I actually met both of them together, and they were friends of mine. So I was, you know, her brother was my friend. So even at a point where we weren't talking to each other, like we were like very like standoffish with each other, or I was being standoffish with, I don't know. There was the vibe was there. Like, we were not like on speaking terms. It wouldn't have been like I would have been like, no, I'm not going to talk to him. But there was a relationship that existed prior, so I think I understand what you're saying there, right? But like the mama, like, how do you have an existing relationship with the mama before, you know, like, you normally that person carries you home to meet their mom. So how did you have an existing relationship with the mom before y'all was together?
Oh, you're asking me for that?
No, in general, how could you just give me an example
Okay.
of where that could happen?
So, if you're my ex and you're watching this, you kind of know. I came down summers and like Christmas holidays and things like that. So, you know.
But you knew the mom before you were together.
Yeah, because like I'd go up the road, remember? Like I'd be visiting like Auntie Ruby, and then I'd
But
go.
cool enough to buy her a gift at that point, or only cool enough to buy her a gift once you guys were together?
No, once we were together, really. Well, I think maybe like when I would bring
'Cause
down.
see, that's
gifts or
what
something
I
like that,
mean,
I might
like-
bring down like a little.
But that's what I mean.
Trinket or
Because see,
something
like,
like that.
so in the scenario I was talking about with the brother, like, we was cool enough to sit down and drink whether or not. So it was like, I remember when we just got together, I don't know if he was just kind of forecasting that it wasn't going to last or what, but he
was
said,
like, leave her alone. She did.
No. What he said to me, which was funny, was like, it wasn't right at the beginning, but he kind of gave me this thing that I remember, like, kind of incorporating with life. I was like, yo, when they never ask me permission to be together, right? So you don't need my permission if you don't want to broke up. We will still be cool. Like, as long as you don't do nothing to you know, like, obviously I don't violate a man's sister in some which way, shape, or form. Like, if we don't work out, we good. Yeah. And I respected that because it was like, yo, that was my one big fear of the complication with this is like we were boys before this. So I wouldn't want, like, if this doesn't work out and it's just a natural, like, I don't do something outright disrespectful to his sister, you know, that's like, there's no coming back from that. Like, we are still cool. So it was like, yeah, we are still cool, bro. Like, and then worse, what makes it even worse is to this day now, like, we don't talk like all the time, but if we saw each other, we are cool. Like, if, you know, the weird thing with social media, you see each other's profile ever so often, so you feel like you think
with them,
you know what's going on with their life or whatever, so you never really say anything to them. But like, if I saw them, I'd be like, yo.
So when you've been in a long-term relationship, right, you think you've shared every story, you think you've shared the good, the bad, the ugly of your past relationships, but there's still always going to be things that you don't really remember. So I'm going to say that that's going to be one of the harder things when it comes to like explaining a gift and explaining like a, you know, even like a gesture of like, oh, why does he do like that every time he sees you? Like, oh, we don't see each other often, but every time buck up each other in the street,
I
you
will
guys
say
do
this.
like a.
I will say this.
Like, what is that?
There is a situation that I feel like, and I don't want to make this like a battle of the sexes, but women will do this in general, not all women do this, but like, you will try to avoid confrontation, and sometimes it can become worse because you guys will leave out details that you're like, I don't want to tell you that because it's going to be awkward.
Again, you're opening up gifts underneath the Christmas tree and you're like, oh, who gave you that? Oh, a friend of mine. Or like you brought up earlier, oh, a co-worker of mine, right? So in Jamaica we have this thing where you're like, yeah, we didn't date, or we weren't boyfriend or girlfriend, but we had things. They're like, we get.
No, you don't understand, like, what that is. That's
so like
talking,
we get versus like having things.
Having
and it's
things
like, you
is kind of like the step after talking. It's like, we were talking, but we were kissing and them thing there or whatever. But whenever reach like full on claim to like exclusive dating, I guess white people call it dating.
Oh, we're we started talking.
Yeah, that's actually what it is.
What?
White people would call that like dating. Like, oh, I dated this guy for 3 months.
Yeah.
But then you ask that same girl, like, so is that your boyfriend? And she's like, oh, no, we weren't like exclusive. And I was like,
I feel like
but you just said we were dating.
Like 3 months, I feel like that's like a long time. But okay. So
listen, I'm not trying to make it racial, but
3 months and less, those type of things,
yeah,
those type of relationships.
I have some friends tell me something crazy.
Can you get gifts from them? I'm not even talking about like year-long relationships. I'm talking about just like,
again, it's up
pee-pee.
to the.
Saw his pee-pee one time. Is he allowed to buy me gifts?
What?
Zoom in on that face. Zoom in on that face.
First of all,
I'm asking questions.
All right, so now you opening up a can of worms because you the same one that's gonna try to play the 3 to 6 months rule. So how you saw your PP?
I said 3 months or less. I'm not talking about like
but you the same one that have told me about this like 3 to 6 months rule and how like if we had met in college, it would have been a year before we would have been intimate and blah blah blah. So
we tried to draw from our lives.
Hold on. So I'm asking you. So how you seen his PP in 3 months or less if you got a 3 to 6 month rule?
Why are you saying it's me? I'm giving you scenarios.
I'm talking to hypothetical you. Like, okay, so that's what I'm saying.
Hypothetical me, right? Hypothetical me was like, oh, he cute. I want to see his PP. I saw his PP once, but it's better that we were friends and we became friends and like, like we're cool.
Right. The way you just described it specifically, this person is absolutely no threat because you wanted to see his PP, but then you saw it and you instantly friend zoned him at that point in time. So like you couldn't do anything more to emasculate this poor dude. I actually feel sorry for him at this point.
That's not what I was trying to say.
That's what you said, though.
Say if I feel like
I know what you mean. So I'll give you an example. I had a friend that this was like while out college time, right? So like we went to a party. Them time we weren't friends. Like we barely even know each other. And like we got drunk at the party and things won or whatever. And then we went like our separate ways. Then like we kind of later like a year or two pass or something. Later on, awkwardly, like we had to start like riding together to go to school. Like, like carpooling to go to school. And we became good friends. But at that point, we became like platonic friends, right? But there was still this awkwardness to the fact that like things did go on like the first like night we ever went out together, right?
He saw her pee-pee.
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna leave it at that. But no, I didn't.
Did she see your pee-pee?
I just said I was going to leave it at that. So like, anyway, so like we're now like full on like can like poop around each other like brother and sister, like ew, gross. You're not sexual being to me. But there was a past of something that happened. No, like I might be like, oh yeah, she got me a gift, and you're like, you being my like current person, you don't understand like, no, this person is absolutely of no threat to you. All you know is like, no, but you guys were intimate or did something one time.
But even that,
and I'm like, you really not getting what I'm saying.
Back, right? We do understand that there are relationships, friendships that had that like weird, awkward. You've had a relationship like that, and I had a relationship like that. That was one of those like there was really no intimacy, but there was like intimacy. Right? So it's like years later now, receiving a gift from that person from you, and then me receiving a gift from that person from you. You'd be like, what?
Well, okay. So
that's weird.
No, the problem is, right, and I'm going to try to keep it on a hypothetical situation. The problem is it depends on, again, it still depends on the person. And the reason why I say that is, in certain situations...
Wait, it depends on the ex's person or us persons?
Both situations.
Okay.
Because, we're trying to keep it hypothetical here, so I'm not going to talk about, like, specific situations, because I know what you're talking about. You know what you're talking about with me.
We know what we're talking about. Yeah.
So it's like, in that scenario, I don't necessarily wouldn't say like, that person is some kind of threat or something that I'm like insecure about. Okay. But there can be situations where someone can find a way to do or say something that is like going to be seen as threatening, even though there was no like
Physical.
you could have like a one night stand with somebody, right? And there is absolutely nothing beyond that. But you could also have some weird like, oh my god, I
was
like
my best friend
in college, but like, you know, blah blah blah, and you had a crush on him for like 6 years or something. Or with me, like, oh my god, that was your best friend or something, or something.
Just laid out details right now.
Whatever.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, like, whatever. Like, you can have a crush on this person, or she can have a crush on you, or he can have a crush on you, or whatever it is, right? And nothing happened between you. Nothing happened. But that's still more dangerous than the person that you had like a physical interaction with, because
that's what I'm talking about.
Because there's an actual conclusion to that.
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
There was an actual like resolution. It ended. There is like that is totally dead. You might be romanticizing an idea of what could have been.
Oh yeah.
Right? Rather than it came to a conclusion where like I got over
the
this
car
person.
blew up. The house burned down
and crashed. It was just
or
like
it was just
we
like,
came
you
to
know,
an idea that like, yo, we are great friends. You know what I'm saying?
Telling you, but when it's those awkward relationships, no matter how you're like, oh well, I'm secure in whatever I'm in, you still have a tendency to be like, okay, I wonder how that would play out.
This might. Do you have, it doesn't have to be an ex, just anybody that you have ever had feelings for, whether you just had like a crush on, or you was in things with that person, you was dating, whatever, that you feel like under certain circumstances, y'all could have been cool, like where like even your person could be cool with them.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you've told me.
I've expressed that. I expressed that to you. Yeah, like he knows that. But
see, you know what's funny about what you said when you told me that, like as much as I want to be like, oh yeah, like whatever, I felt more threatened by that person initially by that, because I felt like you were still like weirdly high on that person. That's why you thought we would get along.
I think you guys, your personalities are different.
Like you have a brethren from college, right? Like, that like I don't know if you thought we would get along the way we got along, but like now that's like my boy. Like we have gotten into like an argument where we were like at each other's like throats, like from a political standpoint. And I don't know how he feel about it, but for me, if I'm willing to argue with you like that, and we still good, we family at that point. Like, because I'm not arguing politics with people unless I really dislike you and we're done, or like we got to be family to come back from that. You know what I mean? And worse, like we went through like yelling at each other to come swinging back the pendulum to coming to like a amicable like agreement, and not like that casual that like cliche like we'll agree to disagree. Like I brought up that randomly, but like I'm just saying like it depends on the situation. Like I don't know if I have an ex that I think we would be good friends with. I think they're weirdly, and I think this is just sadly like how men get down, like I think there's somebody that I've like been physical with that I think we could be cool with, because it's like totally wrapped up and stitched. Like she's like married with a child now.
I am them can be cool, or like
we could be married, and like we could like double date or whatever. I don't know if I'd put you in that situation, because that's where the awkwardness, and I respect that.
But yeah, there's obviously you've seen the back and forth.
So so just make sure before you buy your to conclude this topic, because we're gonna go into some other topic. Wait.
But before that, can I add on one more question? Again, you're not necessarily buying them a gift, but maybe their kid.
I still think it can be awkward, because it feel like it's still weirdly too involved in their because it's not your child together. It's like, you know, your ex has a child and you're gonna buy her like her quinceañera dress or something, and you're like, bro, that's a little weird. Like I feel like that should be bought by like her aunt or her mom or somebody. Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like it depends on the level of involvement in it. Is it just like a casual like off-throne kind of thing? Perfect example to wrap up everything, like we brought up like work friends and stuff like that. If it's the level gift that you would buy a work friend, then I think it's harmless. But I think if there's so much thought that goes into it, like I just got Lisa a gift, right? And it's a cheap gift. It's like under $5. I feel like when you see what the gift is and really read into the gift, it wraps up like an inside joke from our past and like this and that and whatever. So it says so much in the thought. And I'm not bigging up myself, not like, oh my God, I put so much thought into this gift. I just happened to come across it. Say it was like a chocolate and it was like, oh, we had a joke about like mint chocolate or something.
Your white chocolate peppermint.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, something like that. And it was like integral at the beginning of our relationship. Like that is a little too involved.
So yeah, just like how he's saying is like, can we do some bullet points? I think number one, it depends on the relationship that you have currently with this individual.
Yeah.
Number two, it depends on the relationship that your partner has with this individual and your involvement in. If there's a thought where you realize that it's something that's reminiscing, it doesn't matter the price. If it's just a thoughtful gift where you're like, then I think you need to kind of either. So then, do you accept the gift and just say, okay? I was going to say,
last bit of this now is, what if you get like just get surprised with this? Like for example, it'd be a little weird because we just moved up here and like no one has our address, right? But like my ex just randomly sends me a gift and I'm like, I don't know why she bought me a gift, but she's going through some weirdo, like I just cut off all my hair, I moved to Tibet, and like I'm going through stuff and I'm going through my bucket list of people I think I did wrong by. So I bought you something or did something like that. And now she sends me a gift. What do I do with that at that point?
Okay. So
it is totally unprovoked.
So in that, right, what was I was watching something the other day, like I was watching something recently, and it was talking about this woman who she literally was like writing letters to people of her past and was just like apologizing for.
She went on like a personal apology.
Yeah, and because she was like, she's a lesbian, but she had like men in her past. She's not on an apology tour. So she needed that for her healing. It had really nothing to do with you, right? It's for her healing. So I feel like you shouldn't have to address it. But if you get a gift, right? Talk to your partner about it. Have a little one-on-one with them. But if it's something where you feel, because, it might not be something that you need to involve your partner in the response, but it might be something that you need to like talk to that person and be like, hey, that gift was a little like
but we talking ticking time bomb here, because in this scenario we talking about like a Christmas gift, right? Yeah. So like it shows up like today's whatever day, it's not even like we haven't hit double digits yet, right? It shows up today.
Tomorrow is double digits.
So it's not in this alternate universe. It's like the 8th of December. It shows up at your house, right? But it's a wrapped gift. Now,
why on you?
Because we be drinking, bro. Like, what are you talking about right now? Like, who wears white and then you can drink red wine? It's gonna get on you, bro. It's gonna happen. It's gonna jump out the glass at you like, this is freak show you drinking right now, bro. It's gonna defy like logic. It's gonna defy like gravity, all that.
I'm not drunk. He's not drunk.
Anyway, okay. So it shows up on the 9th of December or something, and obviously you're not supposed to open it till the 25th. Do you set yourself up and put it under the tree, and it's sitting there ticking time bomb while your person sitting there like, I wonder what Becky got him. I wonder what let me use this most Jamaican name. Donovan. What Donovan got her or something. I wonder what Warren. I wonder what Warren got her.
Warren?
Yeah, something like that, right? And just tick, 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 tick,
Winston,
tick.
that's another one.
And now, like, it gets to the 25th, and you open the box, and you don't like what Winston or what Donovan got her.
Or if it was one of those.
Like me, I don't like what he got you.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
He went and was like, I promised you whatever.
Yeah,
it
like
is.
Something like,
right?
Years back I promised you
diamond. Do you pre-open that gift to make sure it's nothing crazy that you got to return?
All right, I'm gonna tell you this right now.
Or do you wait till the 25th and then do the Boxing Day return?
If you've done that, if you are concerned where it might be something like that,
I feel like you're
not secure with that gift.
But you can't control what he does. You know what I'm saying?
You can't. But when you start to feel like, yo, let me check and make sure that you didn't buy me nothing crazy. That is a
yeah, but I don't know how crazy Annika is. I don't know what Carrie-Ann put in the box they send go give me today. I don't know why she decided.
None of our exes names, but they're hilarious, right?
But I don't know why Carrie-Ann text it and go send a box in the first place. I don't know what she sent in there. I don't know if I go and open it up and it's like, oh yeah, remember that luchador mask we saw in Mexico when we went on a cruise? I went back and I bought it for you. And I'm going to be looking at her like, are you trying to ruin my life, bro? Because, like, I don't know what you're doing right now. Like, you're doing way too much.
Way too much, yeah.
Right?
But it's true. You can't.
I don't know what is in their head at that time. I don't know if they on a yay move, like they done lost their mind now.
It's just, you have to be secure in your relationship, right? And you have to be able to communicate with your person and be like, you can't respond and be like, I don't know what they're going through, but this is the meaning behind that I'm catching. Explain that to them and be like, so why they sending that to you?
Yeah, I could open up the box and it's like a lock of her hair after she cut her hair all off because she's going through like whatever. I'm going to move to Tibet and do all this crazy blah, 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 whatever.
Tibet? Cutting off piercing sounds
because you know girls do this. Girls get into breakups and it's like, I'm gonna cut all my hair off.
We're not going into that.
New year, new me. Basically, all I can say is we turned this into a very long conversation about like gifts for exes, and all I can say is it boils down to communication beforehand.
Yes.
Like you need to know before you buy your ex something that it's gonna be cool in their household, that you're not gonna mash up them dalios, and that like you have to know before you accept a gift from an ex that it's not gonna mash up your dalios. That it could
mash up your
yeah. So like it depends on the situation, but I feel like you can buy a gift for anybody. You know what I mean? It's the season of gift giving, and like whether it is for forgiveness, redemption, or just trying to be civil, or just trying to move forward in good spirits. If it is a gift given with like
pure heart,
like with good intentions, then don't make it bother you. Especially like if homeboy is donating like an acre or something, bro. I'm telling you, just give the money. I don't care, bro. I don't care. That does not make me feel insecure at all, bro. At all. Shout out to Jeff Bezos.
That's not my ex. People are gonna be like, yo, she dated Jeff Bezos. That's gonna be my +1. That girl Lisa from my +1, she dated Jeff Bezos. That's what people are gonna say. Well, thanks for joining us, guys. If you haven't done it already, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell notification because we do this ever so often. And we'll see you soon for another. Hopefully, we'll be doing another Christmas Honor BS. Maybe if you have time.
Something like that. All right.
Peace, love, and happiness. Chug it. Woo!
Love, I think it's one of a kind. There's something special about your love. I want it all the time. You will always be my inspiration.